April 20th, 2022, and I hope that you are doing well. We've got a wonderful presentation today and tomorrow, and thank you for being part of this wonderful event, and it's an honor for me to be here. We'll start with our opening prayer in just a moment, but it is the Anishinaabe Aski Nation's Language and Curriculum Training, and we welcome all our delegates here. So, without further ado, I'll tell you more about myself as the day progresses. You'll get tired of me, I'm sure. But we're going to invite an elder to do our opening prayer. This morning. We're honored to have him joining us through this wonderful technology called the internet, Zoom. And I myself, I know I look like a young man. I know that all the Kookums out there say, my, what a wonderful looking young fellow, Ojibwe man from Saugeen First Nation he is. But I'm 60 years old and I'm turning into a bit of an elder myself. So that being said, I have elder eyes, and in order to do the introduce our opening prayer for our elder, I'm using more technology, which is my iPhone here. This is my teleprompter. So, using my elder eyes, here we go. Our elder joining us this morning is David Fletcher, all the way from Moose. Where? Moose Factory. I was there once. Moose Factory. David is a member of the Moose Factory Cree Nation. After completing his post-secondary education, he's enjoyed 53 years of employment while working and representing his people across Ontario and Turtle Island, including the several years he spent as an executive director of the Anishinaabe Aski Nation, so you know him well. Retirement is still not in his plans, and he continues to be fully employed. That's awesome. His history also crosses his years in political roles that he's had the privilege in representing our people. He was elected by his people as chief of the Moose Factory Cree Nation, who was also elected by the 49 chiefs of the Anishinaabe Aski Nation as their deputy grand chief. What an honor. He was also elected by the chiefs of the council in the regional elder and as a member of the NAN Elders Council, and I'll have him correct me where I probably went off script. But ladies and gentlemen, please, for our opening prayer, please help me in welcoming David Fletcher, our elder.
Good morning, everyone. Before I go into to offer the morning prayer, I would like to mention that this week is our Earth Day commemoration. I believe the Canadian calendar said April the 22nd we shall celebrate Earth Day. Earth Day, I think, is something that was first established way back in 1960, and it took about 30 years for the government of Canada to respond to that call to celebrate Earth Day and to somehow take a day in our lives to observe the type of care that we've given to Mother Earth. As you know, Indigenous people globally, including First Nations in Canada, have a very special relationship with our Earth as we know it, and all living things in it. This relationship is based on the profound spiritual connection to Mother Earth that we've always been guided with the Indigenous people to practice our reverence, humility, and reciprocity. So this is something that we've always kept sacred in our hearts and everything that we do. We, as always, are, of course, the two stewards of Mother Earth and all its resources. Unfortunately, we have strayed from our duty and the responsibility the Creator has given us to care for Mother Earth. We've have come to take her for granted in many ways, and we must now become part of the solution to turn around the damage that we have committed through our inactions. Uh, so I thought I'd mention that to you since we're in the topic of um, education throughout these two days. I've always believed that it's very important to somehow interface and uh, uh, interact any of our beliefs in terms of the environment, the land, the usage of the land, and so on and so forth, and how we care for the land. I think we need to begin by establishing some kind of a plan to include those aspects of our curriculum as we deliver them in our schools, and somehow urge the Canadian and the provincial governments uh, so that these changes to our curriculum in our schools are part of the universal evaluation systems of any province. So what I'm talking about is that if you require 600 odd hours of education from K to grade 8, for instance, you should be able to manipulate those hours to include uh, the education that requires to educate our children about the use of land and how to recognize the depletion of our resources and so on and so forth. Hey, kumaga, again. Let's bow our heads and quickly acknowledge our Creator. I'd like to give thanks, first of all, for the beautiful day I'm experiencing here in Moose Factory. There's not a cloud in the sky. And I thank the Lord for all the gifts that He has given us to use in our everyday lives. And I would like to also acknowledge and thank the Lord for our safekeeping that have been bestowed on us, especially during the COVID season and some of the hardships and the losses that we have experienced in each of our communities. I'd like to also give thanks to everyone that are involved in providing a service to to our people, the teachers and the administrators, and so on and so forth. Everyone that is involved in the day-to-day well-being of our students that are very eager to go back to school and further their education. Ikumaga yam hata. Nutanang teacher kai time. Extension adu shinkas. Kutugama nasita vichisibal. Every two bugatski has not gained teacher. Jimmy Dine no chaki shiaja tonight. It's Pagdento mo na sa nasigo ka ngayong one do tama. May go siya mo sa tag na matstona. Kasi na pagdento mo na sa nagagigit sa one do tag ato. Kung na magasin na doon, tigay siya gagawin siya. Bigyan tayo kinan sa ko ka na sa malata. So it's giving it up and then come on. Sukad siya yung balik. Este yung tag siya. Kasi siya balik siya. Kagi ke. Este kagi. Yeah, man. So may question?
Big Rich, Elder, thank you so much for those powerful words. David Fletcher, all the way from Moose Factory, Ontario. Wonderful to be here. Once again, if you're just joining us, my name is Jerry the Big Bear Barrett, and I've been a broadcaster and an entertainer for many, many years. And I've always been the entertainment on different conferences across Turtle Island, but this is the first time that I'll be hosting a 2-day event. And it's always fun to sit at the back of the room and watch all these wonderful people who help us manage our people. And I'm in awe of a lot of their accomplishments, and I congratulate them and acknowledge all the education and experience that they bring to the job. And this morning, of course, is no different. I've got a whole new bunch of people that I'm proud to say that I'm going to be working with over the next couple of days. But to continue with our opening remarks, it is my honor to introduce our Deputy Grand Chief of the Anishinaabe Nation. And a lot of you know him. His name is Bobby Narcisse.
Thank you. Thank you, Jerry. Well, if it isn't my Elvis counterpart from Manitoba, good to see you, and good to be working with us there. And so miigwech very much, I like to say, and I like to welcome everyone. And also, I like to thank David for that opening prayer, and to get us start us off in a good way. And I'd like to also welcome all the delegates that are there on these 2-day sessions. And I'm coming to you actually from Gatineau today. I'm currently in negotiations with Indigenous Services Canada on a NAN specific process with education. We're doing an education restart table in terms of where we want to really negotiate and put our priorities within the Anishinaabe Nation on a specific negotiating table where we need to really celebrate the diversity within the Anishinaabe Nation. As we know, we have like Treaty 5 and Treaty 9 communities with various languages and various dialects across the Anishinaabe Nation. And we wanted to ensure that we move ahead to develop a curriculum that is community-based, that is reflective of the culture, of the way of life, of our environment in moving ahead. We no longer could, accept curriculums that are developed in southern areas that have no meaning to our community members and our children, youth, and families as well. So our leadership have spoken, our education directors, our educators as well have seen the fruits of their labors in terms of developing language curriculum and developing a curriculum that really, reflects the children and the students whom they serve. And it takes like the whole community to really be part of this curriculum development that we're undertaking and have been working on for so long. And I acknowledge our knowledge keepers as well, and our language keepers. We need to ensure that, our languages are going to flourish, especially in the time where we are developing our own education systems. And I, along with our team at Anishinaabe Nation, along with at the behest and mandate of our chiefs in assembly, we will continue to strongly advocate for culturally and community-based curriculum, especially within language. So I invite you, all the participants today, to really take part in many of the discussions that's going to be happening, a lot of teachings that's going to happen, and also some of the tools that are going to be provided in the next couple of days in terms to help you with your curriculum development. And no, it's my honor, my ongoing honor to really serve, and also as NAN is an advocate organization, we'll continue to advocate for needs-based resourcing to really facilitate and support a lot of this work that needs to happen at the community level with respect to curriculum development. And languages is at the heart and soul of who we are as people. And like I said at the beginning, we need to celebrate our languages. We need to celebrate our uniqueness and our diversity across Anishinaabe Nation, and to also ensure that our languages are protected and taught at our First Nations education schools and our systems. So mina winge mina anda namanaka ibem kinya mzina test chigek ibzend ma kumanaka shin we ka kinu mago jenda ka gigidian inishna bay moyen so mina kichimi watching dina kunwek omaka biawat minashke awa kina magayot. So I just want to say in my closing remarks right here, just enjoy the next couple of days. We're here, your team, your negotiating team at Indigenous Services Canada here. I'm in their building. I'm in the Lions Den here. So, but we're here to really push for a NAN-specific process, and we're just laying down the pathway in terms of ensuring that we do, Anishinaabe-Aski Nation communities do have that attention and that respect to be resourced properly to develop these systems as we move ahead. And also like to thank the staff and organizers of this. And I wish you guys a great 2 days. And so I'll turn it over back to Jerry, and I'll say miigwech, and enjoy the conference.
Miigwech, Deputy Grand Chief. I'm so jealous. You know your language so well. I'm jealous of your language and your hair. How does he get his hair to do that? It's beautiful. Look at mine. This is yeah, anyway. All right, let's move on with our
open here.
A lot of moose.
Yeah, it's all the moose. Okay.
All
Thanks,
right,
Jerry. Take care.
All right, we'll move on with our welcoming remarks and to another well-known gentleman in the communities. He is the Executive Director for the Anishinaabe Nation's, Education Director. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. It's Andrew Solomon. Andrew?
Hi, good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful morning here in Timmins. I also want to acknowledge the wisdom from our elder from this morning, starting us in a good path and talking about the culture and also combining it into the environment. So that's really great to hear that from the elder. And also thank you for the prayer. I am very happy that our executive is at with ISK talking about a NAN-specific process on negotiating on some of the outstanding educational issues that that table is going to be embarking on. What I wanted to say about this culture, I think it's really important that we continue that tradition. This culture is learned from one generation and passed on to the next generation. And I think it's really critical. Culture is also adaptive. So it's ever changing. And as you know, if we put this together with the environment, it's also ever changing with what we know about climate change. We need to really, for our learner to really know that to be adaptive as they get older. One of the things I've learned so far is that all learners have something in common, is that curiosity. The curiosity to the desire to want to know, the desire to want to learn. I think that's what everybody has, and that's why everybody wants to obtain their education. And also not just in school, but outside the school. It's really critically important, like the elder has said. If they could give us so many hours, Ontario could give us so many hours in class learning. Why don't we turn it around and to give that to outside learning? I think this is where our own identity comes, where we use all the subjects in one day to teach, and people don't understand that. It's like we're going to use math, science, everything that when you do the culture outside, and bringing that outside, because and when you go to school, it's really you learn we follow the teachers, their lessons planning, the that they prepared throughout the week. And it's 1 hour of math, an hour of English, an hour of history, which doesn't really do much. But I think if you combine them all together in one setting, I think the student doesn't know that they're learning all subjects in one shot, which is really how we are taught. And that's how I've learned through my own education from my own parents. With that being said, I just want to say that with everybody that's here, good morning. I hope you have a great 2-day event. And back to you, Mr. Bear.
Miigwech, our education director, Andrew Solomon, for those words of wisdom. And again, I'm so fortunate to be working with people who have such an education and knowledge of the language and are helping to pass it on to the youth. And as I mentioned, I'm a 60 scoop survivor, so I lost my language, my culture. And so these events certainly make me happy. So that's great. All right, we are running a little bit behind, but I do have some housekeeping notes, and they have been provided for me. And there's a lot of notes here, and I know that you'll be tired of looking at me by the time the end of the presentation is done. So I'll read these notes to you, and but I have some help. This is Little Bear. Little Bear is joining us today, and is a big help. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Little Bear. Anyway, all right. Here, so as I train my elder's eyes, Little Bear will take a look at you, make sure everything's okay out there. Welcome to the Languages Curriculum Training event. This virtual platform holds everything you need to begin your journey through language training to start or enhance your language immersion program. Many of you may be new to the platform, so let's walk through the menu on the left side of your screen. The first tab you will see is the Agenda tab. All of day 1 and day 2 sessions will be listed here in order. Click on each session and they will automatically play when the session is live. On the right side of the screen, you will find the chat box where you can interact with fellow attendees or our event coordinators. Have a question for the presenter? Click on the Q&A section beside the chat to ask your questions. We understand the busy schedule, so don't worry if you've missed a session. Everything is recorded and published after the event, so you can refer back and catch up on anything you want for up to 30 days following the event. Some sessions will also have content for you to take home. Be sure to download what you want while it's available. The second tab on the menu is the Elders tab. Here you can connect with Elder David and Elder Lucy in case you need support or guidance. Don't hesitate to reach out by phone or email. The Speakers tab allows you to learn about each of the presenters for both days. Click on one of them to read their bio. The Attendees tab shows the names of each of your fellow attendees. Connect one-on-one by clicking on their name and selecting the message button. Check to see what materials are provided by clicking on the Resource Documents tab. Are you getting all this? Yeah, I'm getting all this. Thank you. Whether you're new to the platform or familiar with it, we know you'll be excited to hear about the Play to Win tab. Delegates can collect code words throughout both days. There are plenty of challenges here for you to complete. And once you finish, you'll be entered to win some great prizes. Also, this event has a very special prize when you fill out the event survey. Not only do you help enhance our future events, but you will be entered for a very special prize draw at closing ceremonies. This draw is separate from our usual prizes, so be sure not to forget about the event survey. If you ever need a helping hand, our event coordinators are here for you. Head over to the help desk under the Event Information tab to get some assistance. They can also be found in the current sessions chat box, so you don't have to leave the session you are watching. The Announcement tab and bell icon at the top right of the platform will have all the announcements throughout the event. If you leave your device for breaks, be sure to check these in case you've missed something. That covers our overview of the event platform. If you have any questions, please reach out to the event coordinators and they will be happy to assist you. Miigwech. Well, thank you. And the Little Bear will be joining us throughout the event when I need some support and help. So nice round of applause for Little Bear. I'm not sure if it's a he or she yet. I'll figure that out. All right, we are going to take a short break. And we have our play to win code. Make sure you check that out. And the play to win code right now is the word learning. Play to win code learning. Write that down. I'm Jerry the Big Bear Barrett, and we will be back. We're going to take a short break, and then we'll be to our first session, Introduction to Language Immersion Programming.